G'day, it's Rob from Australia here. Today was day one of our 7,000 kilometre road trip in our EV, a Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. So how did we go? Well, we had a rough plan of driving from the Gold Coast all the way to Mackay in central Queensland. How did we do? Well, stay tuned and find out. We started off this morning at the Gold Coast, at the Gold Coast Airport, and our first charge stop was on the Sunshine Coast. We had some conversations in the car, we listened to some podcasts, we stopped a few times for coffee while we were charging, we had lunch. We had a great day. It's quite a warm day in Queensland today. So hang around to the end and find out how we did. This is our first stop at Gold Coast Airport. This is the start of our journey. It's just north of the New South Wales border and we're about to head off. It's around 6 a.m. on Thursday. This is my first go at charging on a high-speed charger, and it's only charging at 24 kilowatts because the battery is actually very full already. After a few hours of driving, we've pulled up at the first fast charging station on the Sunshine Coast. Not sure whether you can read that, but it says 22% battery. And so far it's delivered 0.5 kilowatt hours to the battery. And moving into the car, you can see it's charging at 44 kilowatts or 321 kilometers per hour. It's telling me the battery when we arrived had roughly 88 kilometers of range yet. To fully charge it to 100%, it's saying it's going to take an hour, but we're not going to fully charge to 100%. We'll probably go to 70 or 80.
Rob, have we gone according to schedule?
Well, today we made the mistake of travelling in Gold Coast to Brisbane peak hour traffic, leaving the Gold Coast around 20 past 6. And it took us something like 3 hours to get to Cooroy on the Sunshine Coast when it probably should have taken us 2 hours. Admittedly, we did take a small detour and had a coffee and a muffin in West End in Brisbane. So that kind of put us back at least an hour. And then we've had some road work. So we've had a couple of times where we've sat there for 20 minutes at a red light waiting for traffic from the opposite direction. So
Sort of like this.
yeah. It's kind of peaceful sitting here. But I guess we'd rather be moving.
I tell you what, one thing that's really obvious, you might have, when we were driving along, we were getting a lot of road noise, but that's the only noise that we get. The engine, the lack of engine noise is really quite noticeable.
Yeah, I think EVs are beautifully quiet, and I think once we all move to them, our cities will be much more peaceful, and that's a great advantage. The other great advantage, of course, is the air pollution.
Yeah.
So there's lots of asthma and other respiratory issues, and people die from respiratory issues every year. And so I think our cities will be a much healthier place once we've migrated to a majority of EVs.
Yeah, but what if we do all this stuff? We, go to EVs, and really climate change is false.
Well, then we've created a cleaner world for nothing, Brian.
Right. That's what I thought.
That's a great cartoon, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've always loved that.
So after all that, how did we do? Well, as I said at the beginning, we hope to get to Mackay after about 14 hours today. But due to the peak hour traffic between Brisbane and the Gold Coast and lots of roadworks, we managed to make it to Rockhampton in about 12 hours. So tomorrow is going to be a longer day than we planned. We thought we'd have the long day on day one and a shorter day on day two, but it's going to be spun around the other way. So stay tuned and see how we go tomorrow. Good night.